Hook. The shift she never saw coming? What if the loudest scream you could ever deliver was silence? No begging, no explanations, no last messages. Just a man who vanishes, not in pain, but in power. That's the twist she never expected.
What?
The one that rewrites your story? Because in a world where everyone talks, rants, posts, and performs, the man who chooses stillness becomes unforgettable. This is not a silence of defeat. It's not the absence of courage. It's the strategy of a man who's done being misunderstood, disrespected, and disregarded. She thought you'd react. She expected noise. But instead you gave her a mirror. And in that mirror she sees what? She broke. This isn't revenge. It's revelation. You were never weak. You were just invested, and now you're withdrawing that. It's investment, and she will feel every ounce of that subtraction. Let me take you into the psychology of silence, the Stoic way, the strategy that has outlived empires. Because when a man masters the art of stillness, he becomes something she can no longer influence. And that is terrifying. Introduction. Stillness isn't weakness. It's war most men. After heartbreak chase, they explain, they overthink, they reach out, they spiral. But you're not most men, because the strongest response to betrayal isn't a paragraph. It's presence, removed. Silence isn't void. It's volcanic. It's the quiet tension before the avalanche. She mistook your love for weakness, your patience for permission, your loyalty for lack of options. But now, the script flips, and it begins with you vanishing not as a ghost, but as a king reclaiming his throne. You gave her loyalty, attention, depth, and she gambled with it, thought you'd always be there. So now you do the one thing that dismantles her illusions. You say nothing. In that silence, it will echo. One. Silence is the sword she can't block you. Don't go silent to hurt her. You go silent because speaking would lower you. See, words are currency, and she no longer has access to your vault. Women expect chaos when they leave.
Idiot!
Conditioned for the emotional explosion, the angry texts, the sobbing calls, the desperate pleas. But you give none of that. You become quiet, collected, clean, and she's forced to deal with what she never expected. Your absence, every minute of silence, becomes a spotlight on her choices, and every hour you don't respond is a brick in the fortress. You're building without her. She scrolls. She stalks. She waits for a reaction. A mistake. A leak of weakness. But instead, all she finds is ... stillness. And that terrifies her more than any rage ever could. 2. Her mind will spiral where your words no longer led. She was prepared for your tears. She was prepared for the confrontation, the accusations, the late-night confessions. But nothing prepared her for the abyss you left behind. When a man goes silent, a woman's mind becomes louder, races, rewinds, rewrites the story, trying to make sense of it. Did he stop loving me? Did I push him too far? Is he with someone else? The same woman who once had total access to your thoughts now lives in confusion. That's not punishment, that's consequence. Because the silence you give isn't passive, it's pressure, and pressure breaks people. Every moment she checks your profile and sees nothing new. Every time she opens your chat expecting a message and finds emptiness. Every hour that passes without a reaction from you is a psychological sting. You're no longer predictable. You're no longer within reach. And the unpredictability, that's what haunts her. 3. You become the question she can't answer she used. To know everything about you, what you'd say, how you'd react when you'd fold. But not anymore now. You've become a mystery, a locked vault of emotion. An unsolvable riddle. This is where the real power of Stoic detachment comes into play. You're no longer broadcasting your every move. You're not trying to teach her a lesson. You are the lesson. And she's studying every moment like it's a test she was never prepared for. You flipped the emotional dynamic. She's now the one chasing clarity. You're the one who's moved on internally, even if she doesn't know where you've gone. In that absence, it forces her to finally see what she was blind to. She wanted control. You gave her a mirror, and what she sees now is herself. For the man who masters himself is feared by allure, no longer driven by the urge to explain or be understood. You've elevated beyond emotional dependence. This is the core of emotional mastery, where you operate from internal power, not external validation. Your silence isn't about punishing her. It's about protecting you. She can no longer bait you into reactive behavior. She can no longer manipulate you with guilt, nostalgia, or tears, because you've trained yourself to sit with discomfort and rise from it. When you don't react, you're not passive. You're deliberate, and that kind of presence shakes people. You've stopped playing checkers. You've entered the realm of chess. Your moves are calculated. Your silence is the opening that throws her off balance. And just when she thinks she knows what to expect next, you change the game. Point 5. Rebirth happens in the shadows while she's busy deciphering your absence. You're rebuilding, not for her, for you. This is where most men go wrong. They try to show off the progress. The gym pics, the stories designed to provoke, the quotes screaming, "I'm doing fine," but you're not performing anymore. You're becoming. This chapter of your life isn't about flexing. It's about forging. Let her scroll your profile and find nothing. Let her wonder where you've gone, because where you are is in the dark, sharpening, disciplining, evolving. The grind you commit to now isn't revenge, it's resurrection. You're not trying to show her the man she lost. You're becoming the man you almost forgot you were. And when you emerge from that silence, she won't recognize you. But it won't matter, because you won't be looking back. 6. Emotional alchemy, turning pain into power. You used to flinch at the pain. Now you study it. Every memory that stings becomes raw material. Every betrayal becomes fuel. You're not avoiding the emotion. You're repurposing it. This is emotional alchemy, turning grief into grit, longing into learning, loneliness into laser focus. She thought she left. You shattered. But you've become sharper. Stoicism isn't about apathy. It's about mastery. And mastery means owning your emotions without letting them own you. So yes, you felt it. The loss, the confusion, the ache. But instead of drowning, you used it to climb. And every rung you ascend is one she can no longer reach. Point 7. The silence that ends it all. Closure. It's overrated. You don't need her apology. You don't need the final conversation. The I finally understand. The soft voice at midnight saying, "I'm sorry." That's fantasy. Because real closure comes not when she returns, but when you stop waiting. You've already said everything in your absence, and the silence she hears now. That's the sound of a door closing, not with a slam, with a click. Final. Complete. She's still spiraling in questions, but you're already living in answers. You didn't just walk away. You outgrew the situation, and that's what makes the silence so loud.